Good morning. This is John Harvey coming to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hope everyone is well today and having a fruitful week. Weekend is almost here, so I see people are already preparing for it. Just a bit of minutia on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is one of the US's most cloudiest cities, coming in at number 3, I believe, behind Detroit and Syracuse. So, sorry, number 4, fourth cloudiest city. So today we're going to take another scroll through the amazing art on X. And let's go ahead and see what's in store for us today. So the first image that we have up here is Mechanic Mind. And this is, I believe we saw an image similar to this yesterday, where this looks like an outdoor market or an indoor outdoor market, if you will. I went to many of these in Europe when I lived there. They were extremely popular. But this probably looks like it's in Asia, but very, very nice. I love the colors and the reflection off the floor. And then when one looks at the walls in the back, they're a little bit stark. And so, but the food looks good, and I'm sure there's some delicacies there. So Beholder's AI, and we have a little magical creature here. That's rather cute. It's very sharp, sitting on a rock, waiting for Halloween probably, right? Anyway, let's skip the ads. Eric Brenner. This is definitely interesting. Really like the way that this flows. You have these lines coming down here, and then the first thing I notice is the eyes they have expression, and yet they don't. They are vacant, and so perhaps that says something about this person. And I like the way that the colors are washed in here. They're blended with each other. Nice job. Let's see, Lena. This is where I would like to be right now, just sitting on the beach, as long as there's internet access, high-speed internet access. And that's part of the problem with some of these places, is that there just isn't, and so there's always a trade-off, right? But this looks very, very beautiful, very realistic, and these are the types of pictures that one needs to look at very carefully and decide whether it's AI or not. But really, in my mind, who cares? Today's announcement from OpenAI was they've developed a tool that will detect AI images 99 point whatever percent of the time, apparently. And, so what? Why didn't we develop tools that checked images that were done with Photoshop? It just makes no sense. It's part of the hysteria of what's happening with AI. And here we have Dave, our video person. Let's see if there's any audio here. Yes, there is. Very cool. So nicely done. Nice audio track there, and then I love how the camera basically pans and turns. Very, very sharp, nicely done. And as you see here, he's done it with Gen 2, Runway's Gen 2. And right now we're really seeing an explosion in terms of the capabilities of these AI video generation programs out there. They're just getting better and better and better. And we'll see. And here we have some more Japanese art. I thought we looked at this one yesterday, perhaps since I may have admitted to like it, but my thoughts on this one, and I'll just repeat what I said yesterday, is, one doesn't know whether this is really two people or if it's the mask coming off one person or if it's someone about to hide behind the mask. So, this is the thing about art. It raises a lot of questions about what one sees, and each one of us has different emotional experiences, have different ways of looking at things and different ways that art affects us. So our interpretations may be different. So happy Doji, good morning to you. And this is beautiful. It's a peacock. And the background, just the black background with the blues, very, very, very striking. So great image, nice to see. Johnny Boy, so it's a NFT, and it's an interesting effect. It's something that we try to do often with photography, where one could scratch the negatives, or you could take a piece of glass and put Vaseline over it and take a razor blade, and, very, very messy, but one achieved a similar effect to this. So interesting to see that we're doing a full circle almost. Chris looks like she's on the plane, Australian Airways, heading home perhaps, or who knows. So Inman, we're getting ready for Halloween. It's a great Halloween picture. A woman in a, I hate to say witch's hat because I think that stereotypes things, but perhaps it's appropriate. I like the lace on the bodice here, and the hair is beautiful, and of course the pumpkins. And it was interesting. I did some research for another project. I really didn't do much pumpkin carving other than with my daughter while I was here in the United States as a child. But, the pumpkin, initially the idea behind it was that the light in the pumpkin would drive away evil spirits. And so that was interesting. FOMO Moon, good morning, crystal family. And we indeed have crystals here. It's rather nice, rather attractive, these crystals hanging in space. And then when you look past them, you see the, stars and possibly little planets or whatever. But very, very striking. Thank you. And Z3PO, I hope I got that right. This is, in this case, he provides the prompt, or the person provides the prompt, an abstract painting that reflects a complex, tender emotion. And so let's take a closer look at that. And that's the interesting thing, or one of the interesting things to me about doing art in general, is that it enables people to express emotion. And in fact, the Expressionism period was really all about emotion. And I don't think it has to be a particular time in history. I think art is always used to illustrate, or to project rather, what we feel inside. And so, here it looks like a turmoil starting off with the red, turning into blues. And so perhaps things are settling down, but of course it's all open to interpretation. And we'll skip by the ads. And Sad Puppy, off to see the Wizard of X. Okay. So this is interesting with the background, almost Buddha-like here, but these reds are
Yeah, this is very much in the style of I guess a children's book illustration, and I believe people have used AI art for that already a number of times. And here we have Heather Cooper. Midjourney just added two upscale options for 2x and 4x, and yeah, I never used the upscale feature that much. I did use the pan feature. Recently, I've decided to take a little bit of a break from Midjourney after doing 105,000 generations over, just over 15 months, I think it was, that I was a paying member of Midjourney, but lately I've been exploring a number of different applications out there, and I'm really impressed with DALL-E 3. So I'm sorry, I'm skipping by stuff here as I talk, but let's go back to Heather. As she says, good examples here of upscaling an image or expanding the field of view of the image. And yeah, so Midjourney keeps trying. I hope that Midjourney gets into the video field at one point, because I think they're well positioned to do so in terms of their ability to do this type of thing, the upscaling and the panning and all of that rather quickly. So here we have Yuma, and whenever I look at this person, I am reminded of Salvador Dali. That's who this character reminds me of. And very in style. These images on the side here are interesting. But overall, I just really like the style and the way that everything is colored. So I really enjoy seeing these posts whenever they come up, and then people celebrating the number of followers, Papisaurus, and we have 1,500 followers here. That's one of the things on X that seems to be driving people, is followers. But that really shouldn't be the issue here. The issue should be, what is the art that we're looking at, and the beauty that these artists are putting out there on a daily basis, or sometimes more than a daily basis. And it really shouldn't have anything to do with followers or likes or anything. Surely, yes, people should like stuff, but as I said, everything is open to interpretation. Art is very, one person might look at a piece of art and say, I absolutely hate that. And another person might look at that same piece of art and say, I absolutely love that. And so, that really takes away from this concept of liking something and measuring your worth as an artist against likes, which, or follows or anything like that. Really, all that should matter to you as an artist is that you're creating something that you think is beautiful and you're getting satisfaction out of doing it. I think that's the real key here. So let's end on Chaz Gold. What are you manifesting today? And that's a really great question, because that's a question that each one of us should be asking ourselves every day. In fact, we should be asking ourselves way before every day. We should know what we plan to manifest for the rest of our lives. Not to say that things don't change, but we need to have direction to be successful. One needs to have a plan and stick to a plan. And so if you're into doing it on a daily basis, wake up in the morning, get out your intention pen and write down what you plan to manifest it. And before you go to bed at night, look at it and say, did I accomplish what I set out to accomplish? And if you didn't, look at why and try to make the correction. So tomorrow, when you look at your list and see what you accomplished, you've done it all. You have brought your manifestations to fruition. So, ending with Chaz, great image, very, very sharp. And, we're seeing, I think, these types of images pop up where the question arises, are we as humans going to become more machine-like, or are machines going to become more human-like? And then what happens when you have machines and humans getting together? And that's going to be a very interesting topic as it develops. So I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow talking about some of the wonderful art here on X. And if you're not on X and you're watching the stream, please visit X just for the art. Ignore the other stuff. The art is, in my opinion, at least the soul of X. So thank you, and have a wonderful day. Appreciate you watching.